LSU, Syracuse, first game of a home and home, and of course Leonard Fournette paying homage to the great running backs in Syracuse history with the 44 hanging in the rafters. He understands. He gets it. Bernie Davis, Jim Brown, Floyd Little. This Jim Brown here.
It's amazing how the little things let you know how this kid gets it. Something little like this, paying homage to the greats that came before him.
Yeah, that was a message he sent out on Friday. All right, 1st and 10, Fournette. Look at the block he throws for Brandon Harris, and he finds with Malachi.
Will Muschamp talked about that after the game last week. What a nice job he's coming progressing in blitz pickup.
Few plays later, Harris in some trouble. 2nd and 8, gets out of it. Fournette runs behind him, and he takes off for a gain of 48.
This is a schoolyard. Hey, you're in trouble, throw it to me. I'll make something happen.
Pitch it here.
Yeah, pitch it. I'm here.
That's incredible. That's just...
And you also have to give a little kudos to Brandon Harris because he could have easily taken the sack, but he recognized Fournette behind him, gave him the football. And Leonard Fournette has never met a defender he didn't like to hit.
Same drive now, 2nd and 9. Fournette to the sideline and goodbye. 14 yards, and LSU is on the board, 7-0. Wasn't easy, but Syracuse played well in front of the home fans and probably about 8,000 LSU fans in the Carrier Dome. They'll be in Baton Rouge in 2 years. Fournette again breaks one tackle. And it's going to take a village.
A gang of arms.
Yeah, to get it down. 14 with a 19-yard gain. Over 100 in the first half. The rest of the LSU team had 32 yards on 15 plays. Meanwhile, Syracuse just 93 as a team at that point. Fournette goodbye in the 3rd.
Untouched.
Yep.
That's great blocking by the fullback in the offensive line. Great play call. I mean, just watch them. They don't get a finger on it.
You talked about this last night in our breakdown segment, actually, Boog, the way that the offensive line for LSU plays, getting a hat on a hat, letting your running back get into open space, and then running away from defenders. You don't see guys that big run away from secondary players like that often.
All right, end of the 3rd, 24-10, 1st and 10 from their own 13. Fournette breaks another one.
They did get a finger on him on that one, though. So I'll give Syracuse credit. They did touch him on that one.
Well, this one doesn't count. If it did, he'd have been over 300 yards.
110 yards rushing called back today due to penalties, unfortunately, for him.
So that one brought back 14 penalties, 120 yards against the LSU Tigers. Zach Mahoney to Ben Lewis, touchdown. It's a one-possession.
Fifth-string quarterback. This guy came in there. He did a pretty good job against LSU's defense.
And Fournette just... eventually, you need about 13 guys there. Bring a couple off the bench.
Got little tweaks here as well. A little concern as to his health. Went to the sideline. Weren't sure if he was done for the day, but that would not be it for 7.
No, would not be it. Harris then steps into a throw deep. Trayvon Durrell, 51 yards, down to the 11. Defensive pass interference there for the flag.
Why can't they have one catch, Boo?
Let's mom.
Malachi Dupree there.
There's your guy.
There's just so many guys they have. But the biggest guy is getting the ball to Most. And that's, of course, number 7. Mahoney picked off by Deion Jones. 244, a new career high on the ground for Leonard Fournette. And there's Floyd Little, one of the men about which Fournette tweeted on Friday. 34-24 is your final as LSU goes to 3-0. And, well, Fournette is just, he's just something special. Here's the coach.
You know what? I always felt like once that I had secured victory, that was the key piece, okay? And I think Leonard had plenty of opportunities to achieve records and get awards, and I think that will all happen. And I think it'll happen naturally. I think it'll happen against very quality teams. The significance of this day was that as a team, our football team won, and they did so in a sloppy manner, okay? Leonard, had a big day and certainly contributed very significantly, but we got to fix things, all of which include every player and every coach on the team.
With his performance, Fournette joins Kevin Falk and Charles Alexander as the only players in LSU history with multiple games of 200-plus rushing yards. He also became the only Tiger to do it in consecutive games in the same season. Go back to Falk, 234 against Michigan State in the 95 Independence Bowl, and 246 against Houston in the 96 season opener. That's why we mentioned same season for Leonard Fournette.